It's still the breakfast show on WFM 106.3, the power of talk, and of course, it's time for us to get a little bit more focused on the issue. It's time for us to talk vital point. And if you've been listening to us on the breakfast show, one of the most talked about issue on the front runner this morning is the Bvas issue, and that is what, like we promoted yesterday, that's what we will be looking at. The usual suspects are in the house already. Emmanuel Osemeka is in the house. Today I got his name right. I have not made him Delta, even though we are trying to co-opt him. Since everybody is now a Lagosian, and I have Agaba Wilson. Agaba definitely in the house with me this morning. Agaba, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, how did you get feel?
You know my own story already now.
And
I get the question.
How did you get fuel for your vehicle?
Okay, fuel. It sounded like a fuel. How did you get fuel?
Oh, okay.
So I was wondering.
How did you get fuel?
Well,
how did you get petrol?
Somehow, someone helped me anyway. So
yeah,
I got help.
You said so yesterday. As for me, I went to join the queue on Monday. I went to join the queue from around 5:45 a.m. at the NMPC mega station close to Churchgate, and around 10:30 or thereabout I got here. Yes, from 5 to 10.
A friend of mine stayed in the queue from 6 to 3 p.m.
So you left Madam by 4 a.m. to get fuel?
Yes.
Wow, that's
So actually she went with me because she had to come to.
So you disturbed Madam's sleep just to get fuel?
She will understand. Otherwise she will drink.
I will ask her when I see her.
She will drink.
So right now, fuel has now become family issue. So we're talking about the Bvas. Other issues as far as the election is concerned. First of all, the Inec has said that they blocked about 1.2 million cyber attacks launched against the IREP during the presidential elections. That's what Inec said.
Why is that a thing?
Are you clear your truth on that?
That is not supposed to be a thing to be discussed. Every system that holds any data that is important will be attacked. And it should be designed to withstand the attack. So that is not news to me.
And while the INEC is trying to prove that they have been working, the PDP especially is saying that there is no way they are going to accept a reconfiguration of the Bvas because important data will be lost. Albeit, INEC has insisted that no data will be lost in this. And so it's a back and forth, and 90% of the news shows that INEC, even if they are saying that data will not be lost, cannot be trusted.
Yes.
Adawa, let's start with you on this.
Well, I have almost made my position on the issue of attack by the security attack on the server and all of that. If you know the basics of ICT, when you build your website, let's say you are even using something like WordPress, there are plugins that will help you block attacks. Then you have a newer technology like Cloudflare and the rest of them that we put on common website. Because anything online that you put data on it, by data I don't mean the one on your phone, even if now 1, 2, 3, if now your name, if it's CV, something, somebody is always looking for something to take that does not belong to them. So when you build such system, you are supposed to expect, because this is a system that will host the data that determine who leads a country of 200 and something million people. So you are expecting that people will not attempt to attack it. There are people out there who are just citizens. They want to test the center of the server. So they try to attack it and see. There are people with ulterior motive that will also try to attack it. So telling me we have 1.2 million attacks does not make any, it shouldn't be making headline. It is something you ought to have thought and you have worked And then maybe if you are giving us this one as testimony that the security system we built around the portal was so good that after 1.2 million attack, we are still standing and I'll be clapping hand for you. But to tell me that, are you expecting me to now start solemnizing with you? What is it called? Sympathizing with you that you were attacked? You should expect it. That is on the one side. On the other side, Bvas. I will still go to the very beginning again. When Inec was planning for this election, were they not working with statistics?
97 million registered.
From 1999 to date.
93 million, okay.
From 1999 to date, every presidential election have ended up in court. Many governorship and National Assembly election ended up in court. And always in court, they had to examine the electoral material used by the Inec. So is the Inec chairman trying to tell me that going into the 2023 election, he did not plan for a situation like this? Even when as the election was coming closer, you were seeing that it's no longer a two-horse race. That we were having 2, 3 or 4 leading candidates. And you were seeing the trend. You did not backtrack to do. I mean, the amount of money they gave them, what did they use it for?
But you do know that usually when after the presidential, it's in the electoral, it will be reconfigured because it's not the same.
Oh yes, but Inec should have done what they ought to have done so that we wouldn't need to inspect them. What is causing this problem? Because Inec flouted its own rules for the election. And that is what has led us to this quagmire.
Putting it on integrity.
And again, the Inec that set out rule to upload results from polling units eventually did not upload and did not carry stakeholder along. That same Inec should now be trusted to say we will reconfigure Bvas and no data will be lost.
Osebega, you are part of the civil society. You have been an election monitoring. You've been part of the election monitoring team. Past elections, you have worked very closely with observers, and now 70 civil society organizations, these are separate from political parties, are saying that Inec must not go ahead with this reconfiguring because there is an integrity issue at stake here. Are they not trying to, instead of dousing the tension, maybe heating it up?
Okay, so good morning and thank you for having me. I think these issues are not far-fetched. Inec is in court asking to reconfigure the Bvas for the planned March 11 governorship, which you think will not hold, and the National Assembly election. And in court yesterday, Inec says that they need a minimum of 5 days to configure the Bvas. And today is Wednesday. So the judgment will come today and they need 5 days.
And already
by the Bvas.
Today is gone.
Yes.
So I have 3 days or 2 days.
The election hold on Saturday.
Well, this is a miracle that Jesus Christ.
So haven't clearly established that.
Yes.
If you cast your mind back, to the even ongoing election petition on the Osun election, which was also a Bvas ran election, you realize that part of the argument of the Labour Party is that, which they front-loaded yesterday at the court, is that Inec says that they will upload the content of the Bvas into their server and that no data will be lost. But Osun State case clearly shows that data can be lost, because the Osun State case is to the extent that when the APC requested for data from the Bvas, Inec gave APC data from the Bvas, get some data missing from those reports. Additionally, subsequently, the PDP requested for details of data from the Bvas. The same Inec gave PDP another set of data which is completely different from the data given to APC and yet incomplete. This was discovered in the court, and the court had to resort to the Bvas itself. It was after interrogating the Bvas that declaration that there was overvoting that made the tribunal to declare Adeleke, not Adeleke, Oyedola the winner. And of course you know that Adeleke has already appealed. Now, with this specific information, with this fact on ground, I mean, this is just Oshu State of 2-3 months ago.
Yeah. And less than 10 million people.
Do you think it will be a wise decision to ask Inec to do the backup they are talking about and reconfigure the Bvas? It's a question I'm asking. This is not rhetorical.
They're asking me.
So the reality is, if you have a track record of losing data after backup in just recent election, not national election, one cycle and one state election off season, and you lost data, where is the guarantee? Wherewith is the guarantee you're giving? But like we said, the case is in court. The Court of Appeal, which is the tribunal for the presidential election, will decide today. The facts are there. I don't know what the Court of Appeal is going to rule. The March 11 election is very important. The March 11 is not sacrosanct. It can be shifted. It will definitely be shifted. I'm not a soothsayer, but I can tell you the facts on ground. I'm an empirical person. The facts on ground is that Inec by itself says they need 5 days, and they've not started the reconfiguration if the courts will grant that. And if the courts grant that, if you say you need 5 days, you have less than 2 days to do that. How are you going to reconfigure in 2 days if the court, let's assume the court grants that, which I doubt.
So I'm looking at some data here because as of 2 days ago, Inec had just uploaded 92% of the election results
From the same
Bvas. And then more facts emerged that the Jigawa results on the IRF portal were the ones from Imo.
There are facts that the PDP, yesterday I listened to Osita Chidoka, the former Minister of Aviation, the former FRC, and he's the head of the PDP voter intelligence and something strategy.
Yeah, intelligence and strategic
something, yeah. He came up with certain statistics which is baffling to me. From their interrogation of the IRF, results posted on the IRF, using the Bvas, he questioned that Inec is in court to reconfigure the Bvas, which is still uploading results onto the IRF. And that if you interrogate the results, there are 10,000 plus posted results that has nothing to do with result sheets. There are different pictures or things that has nothing to do with the result amongst the 92% you are already talking about.
Yes.
So which means that 10,000 of that is missing.
It's false.
He said there are about 40-something thousand polling units that contains result from a different state.
Just like Jigawa loading for Imo and Imo loading for somewhere else.
Then he said there are about 126,000 polling units that contains blurry results, that nobody can do anything with those results. So, there are a lot of issues with what you've already uploaded. Yesterday, the Chatham House,
Yes.
which is an independent organization, that also looks at electoral reforms and electoral issues and governance issues across the globe. The same Chatham House where that almost all the presidential candidates visited, and of course the Inec chairman also visited Chatham House, and questions were posed at him, and he answered a lot of those questions. Chatham House says that their own preliminary report of our election shows that Inec did not follow through with his own rules. So that's an independent organization
That everybody ran to.
So the reality is that I do not know how we are going to get out of this quagmire, but as the day goes by, it gets messier, it gets scarier for me, because now you have the APC, they've raised 12 senior advocates of Nigeria. I wonder why the 12. I think one or two should have been enough. Why?
There's no law prohibiting them from raising.
I mean, I'm looking at overkill. I mean, are we doing overkill here? What's the idea behind the overkill?
I heard the PDP has 20.
Well, that's fine. I think they have a lot of money to. Even after all, they collected 100 million from each of the presidents.
Let's take this call.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
Yes, talk to me.
I think your guest this morning.
Good morning, Richard.
Yes, so my own police unit.
What's your name, oh? Introduce yourself, oh. I'm the only one that knows you.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Penny.
I discovered that they said it was tinubu and I put it in. Meanwhile, it was not
Where did you vote?
Now, if I have paid to share money, and the person that gave me money now says, share money to different people, and so it means that if I share to 25, not you, madam, and I'm not fulfilling the vision and aspiration of the person. So how is it that our own only state and whatever mention in FCC, yes, someone should not have to say the FCC, and then the application the law. I want to hear how it's the law.
Thank you very much, Femi. That is part of the technicality that will be seen in court, or will be dealt with in court, whether the and FCT or whatever. Anyway.
I think yesterday we saw some argument from 3 sons on.
Yeah, some of the sons, Andwaka was talking about 25%.
Yes.
And Tiaba was talking about feeling 25%.
Yes.
Like I said,
too.
These issues will be resolved in court. But just like what Emmanuel has said, it's scary. It's a scary thing because one, Chatham House, which is a very neutral body, is saying that you have not followed through, which really addresses what so many people have raised. You have not followed through with the process you so much put emphasis on. And 70 CSOs, 70 civil society organizations are saying, we doubt your integrity. We doubt your integrity, which is, why is that man still sitting there then?
You know, was it not here? We raised the issue.
And we almost got crucified for it.
Exactly, we raised the issue, and I said,
Yeah, somebody called. I was like,
Yes, because if it is an integrity
Mr. Manda,
issue,
I think sometimes when we are coming for this show, let's agree outside who will be for and who will be against.
no, that's not the matter of for and against. This is
Maybe that is how they like the conversation.
stage now.
This is not saying, well,
So that when we come, we'll be arguing.
it makes no sense.
But I have to speak from my conscience.
That's true.
All right? I tell you that an APC win will benefit me as a person. But will this win build the country that I desire? The answer is no. I have always maintained that my elders say when you beat somebody in a game, you open your palm for him to see, so that he too will know that I was beaten fair and square. And I have constantly put the blame on the desk of Inec. Inec failed in their duty as an umpire. They failed to come out and be perceived as being fair. They failed to show off integrity. And that is what has put us in this position. Yes, the president-elect may have won this election fair and square, but Inec has casted a shadow on that win by them not following through with their own processes. And I have also considered that it's technology. Technology is made by man. Even man that is built by God still fail. Come to think of technology built by man, it can fail. But when it fails, what can you do to ensure that stakeholders still see that you are making a concerted effort to be fair? What did the INEC chairman do at the point that he noticed that presidential election result could no longer be uploaded immediately from polling unit? Was it so difficult for him to call his aides and give them the phone numbers of the party chairman and say, call them, call the presidential candidate, call the civil society organization, call observers, let them send representatives to a conference hall, and then call your IT, tell them to bring along their IT people and say, IT, show it up to them, let them see the problem we have, then throw the question back at them. How do we go around this? And then you have a consensus from that. It doesn't have to be everybody. You do it democratically. If the majority say, let's do this, and you feel it's feasible, you agree and do it. By today, we will not be discussing this matter. We'll be discussing the programs of the president-elect. But INEC has not shown that they made concerted effort, substantial effort, to remain fair and unbiased in what they have done. They did not show determination to see through their own processes. And that is what brought us here. So, like he has correctly mentioned, the data there, I have seen some myself. In fact, if not I mentioned it, I thought it was my phone or my network or my system that had problem.
And Femi just called to say that he voted in Lagos and they gave him the Jigawa result.
So
why is Jigawa just coming up?
So if you go to the portal, some results will open and they are blurry. So I thought it was my own system. So I was going to say, okay, maybe I'll say another person and tell them to look up. But mentioning it now, I know it's a general problem. So because I'm not in the court, but I think this is the logical thing I would do if I were to sit on this case. I would say, Party A, where are the results from your agents at the polling unit? Because the electoral law was wise enough to have said give result sheet to every agent.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Before